Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And welcome to another installment of Old vs. New. You wanna know what I love? Tim Burton. Every time you see a movie by him, you know it's always gonna be dark, strange, and goofy. That is, except when he reimagines stuff. We all know what a powerhouse remake Planet of the Apes was, so I wasn't very enthusiastic when he was remaking one of my childhood favorites, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I really thought it was gonna blow. You can't top the original, no way, no how. But, much to my surprise, I was totally right. Not that it was the worst film, but I just don't think it held a candle to the original. Is this just the thoughts of a stubborn curmudgeon, or is there really something there that I'm missing? Well, let's take a look back. This is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I've got a perfect puzzle for you. Willy Wonka, the amazing chocolatier. Willy Wonka, here he is.
So let's get down to the main star himself. That is the main star of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because his name's in the title. Even though that movie was more about Charlie, and that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was ironically more about Willy Wonka, sort of a marketing mistake in my opinion. They should have thought a little harder. I forget. These are two of my favorite actors, Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp. Every time you see them, they're a ton of fun to watch, playing a ton of different characters, ranging from kind and innocent to psychotic and more psychotic. But which one is the best Wonka? Well, let's take a look at Wilder. He has the ideas and ambition of a child, yet the mind and demeanor of a James Bond villain. Every time you see him, you feel welcome, but also a little disturbed. When you look at him, you have no idea what he's thinking. You just know that he already has everything planned out.
2 naughty, nasty little children gone. 3 good, sweet little children left.
You can tell he has patience, but only for the people and ideas that deserve it. Everything else turns into a blueberry. So, yeah, he's pretty fucking demented. But he was also suave, elegant, mysterious, and when he needed to be, very kind. This gave him an edge, and allowed both children and adults to identify him and join him for the ride. Johnny Depp, on the other hand...
You smell like old people.
Hurt me. Now don't get me wrong, I love Johnny Depp, and I'm all for reinventing what the Willy Wonka character is like, but I have no idea what he's doing here.
I always thought a verruca was a type of wart you got on the bottom of your foot.
I guess the idea is that he's a lost child in a grown man's body due to his past, but nothing about him is consistent. He sends out golden tickets to find the right child to take over his factory, but when they arrive, he seems totally uninterested in them.
Mr. Wonka, I'm Violet Beauregard.
I don't care.
Don't you want to know our names?
Can't imagine how it would matter.
Maybe because they'll be running your shit! The Gene Wilder Wonka was fun to be around, always cracking jokes while having a diabolical edge to him. This Wonka just annoys the fuck out of me.
Where is fancy bread? In the heart or in the head?
The best kind of prize is a surprise.
It's sort of like watching a friend act really bad in a play, but you're in such a world of awkwardness that you can't tell him.
Who wants a beard?
Well, beatniks for one. All those hip, jazzy, super cool, neat, keen, and groovy cats. It's in the fridge, Daddy-O. Are you hep to the jive? Can you dig what I'm laying down? I knew that you could. Slide me some skin. So, brother?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Plus, why does he look like a mix between Marilyn Manson and that Russian chick from Indiana Jones 4?
We are the music makers. And we are the dreamers of dreams.
You're really weird.
Johnny, I love you, but everybody has to have at least one bad performance, and unfortunately, this is yours. Point goes to the Wonka version.
That's weird.
Oompa-loompa-doopa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
But what about the supporting cast? Which one is truly more scrum-dilly-cup... Scrum-dill... In the Wonka version, all the kids are great actors and reflect the bratty stereotypes of the time. In the Charlie version, they pretty much got that down too. In fact, they updated. Mike TV is more obsessed with video games than he is with television, and his parents are a lot more careless, like the kind of hapless people who wouldn't mind letting technology raise their child.
Die! Die! Die!
I also like the update with Violet, as they make her a winning obsessed champion, and not just a gum enthusiast. The mother is updated too, reflecting kind of a perfect soccer mom who pushes her daughter's victories to the nth degree. That's a little bit more of a modern problem than a girl who just chews a lot. How about Grandpa Joe? Both are different, but both seem to be supportive and strong. Especially when it comes to prancing out their bed-ridden sheets, fucking thinkers.
Monsieur has been rocked!
I think I like the Wonka Grandpa Joe a little better because he was a tad more stubborn, which made him all the more supportive. But did they really have to make him sing?
I never dreamed that I would climb over the moon in ecstasy. Good morning! Look at the sun!
Shut up! How about the Oompa Loompas? Well, I gotta say I like the Wonka version again. Why? Well, how do I put this? Even though Deep Roy is a really enjoyable actor and he has a big task playing every single Oompa Loompa, just erase from your mind for a moment that you've ever heard of an Oompa Loompa yet. No idea what it is. Which one of these would be an Oompa Loompa? Is this an Oompa Loompa? No, that's just a little person made even smaller. That's a fucking Oompa Loompa. Orange face, green hair, weird as hell. No contest. But for me, the big deciding point is Charlie himself. And I'm just gonna come out and say it, I hate this fucking brat. I'm sure he's a nice kid and he's acted well in other movies, but he is a friggin' saint in this picture, does everything right, never thinks of himself. He's a damn Boy Scout.
We need the money more than we need the chocolate. Candy doesn't have to have a point. I wouldn't give up my family for anything. Usually they're just trying to protect you because they love you.
Every time I see his precious little smile, I just want to deck him.
What makes you feel better when you feel terrible?
My family.
The old Charlie was a lot more realistic. He was a nice kid, but he was still a kid. He would get sad, he would get angry, and there's even moments where he would get greedy.
I want it more than any of them. In case you're wondering if it'll be me, it won't be. Just in case you're wondering, you can count me out.
We don't look down at him for it, we just know it's all part of being a little boy. This kid could try out for Jesus.
We'll share it.
Oh no, Charlie. Not your birthday present.
It's my candy bar, and I'll do what I want with it.
Do this in memory of me. Also, his performance is pretty bland, but what do you expect when you pretty much have no juicy material to deal with?
Sure, of course. Can you remember the first candy you ever ate? The gates are always closed.
Aren't I just charming? Ha ha! Seeing how Charlie is one of the main characters as well as the focus of the story, well, it should be. I think it's only fair to give credit where credit's due. Point goes to the Wonka version.
Mumbler! Seriously, I cannot understand a single word you're saying.
Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
But you can't have a musical adventure without music. Otherwise, you just have an adventure! Which would still be pretty amazing. In fact, maybe even more amazing because you wouldn't have all that damn music around annoying you. I need something to off-awkward this. Thank you! This is best music. Now, the songs from Willy Wonka are known by pretty much everyone. They're catchy, they're timeless, they're household tunes.
The Candyman can.
Cheer up, Charlie.
I got a golden ticket.
So who do you get to try and match songs like those? Well, the guy who did the music for Nightmare Before Christmas is pretty good. Composer Danny Elfman has practically done all of Tim Burton's movies, so it was pretty lucky that he also happened to be a songwriter. But how can you compete with songs that everybody knows and loves? Well, their solution was actually pretty clever. The songs don't appear until they enter the factory, and are only sung by the Oompa Loompas. But with every song they sing, they try a new decade of music. They start off with a 50s mambo,
Augustus Gloop, the great bakery nincompoop.
a 60s disco, a 70s hippie song, and an 80s rock homage. Now that's a really clever idea. The only downside is that the songs, while entertaining, are pretty short and, to be honest, not very memorable. That is, except for... This song tormented so many people